Welcome everyone for this new case. This is a case about a heavy thrombus burden and how to deal with such a situation, especially in a very extremely under deployed stent. Our case is a male patient, 56 years old, with a previous stent to RCA 10 years ago, not compliant on treatment, and he presented with inferior myocardial infarction. And as you can see, here is his right coronary. And there is a stent which is extremely small and extremely underdeployed in relation to the size of the right coronary artery, and the stent is implanted at the curve, as you can see here, the start of the stent, and also it ends into another curve, which is a very difficult situation. When we tried to wire the stent, as you can see, our guide wire usually enter from behind the stent struts. We tried multiple times and we changed the curve, but we usually ended in a situation like this. The ostium of the stent is at the curve and is extremely underdeployed, and our wire go through the stent struts. We tried also to go with the wire while curved on itself. The wire was advanced into the RCA, but when we try to advance our manual thrombus aspiration catheter, it stopped at the ostium of the stent, which indicate that the wire is also, even if it was advanced curved, but it went through the stent struts, and this is the maximum point with the thrombus aspiration catheter, and it could not be advanced more than this step. So we tried to have a very large bend to our guide wire, as you can see in this image, and using this very large single bend into our workhorse wire, which is a ribbon shaped wire. We tried to wire the ostium of the stent struts. As you can see, this is our first step. Then with fine manipulation and slight rotation, we succeeded to go with our wire into the true lumen of the stent. Afterwards, we did a thrombus aspiration. As you can see here, the catheter of the thrombus aspiration was advanced into the stent, and after many passage of manual thrombus aspiration, we didn't have anything, and with no improvement into in the RCA flow. So we decided to try thrombus aspiration using the guiding catheter itself. We advanced the guiding catheter itself over the manual thrombus aspiration catheter into the mid segment of the stent, as you can see here. And after thrombus aspiration from the guiding catheter itself, we managed to aspirate this very large and very huge thrombus from inside the RCA, and we got immediate improvement of the flow into this large right coronary artery. And our take-home message from this case is the thrombus aspiration still has a role. You should think of it, especially in a situation with high thrombus burden, and in a curved and tortuous vessel, a large single curve is important when navigation such a vessel. Aspiration from the guiding catheter is a risky maneuver, but can be done under certain circumstances. As in our case, the thrombus was very proximal and inside a stent, which protected the vessel from dissection. Thank you, and see you in other cases.